It's cool. We have people in Morocco who watch, someone in Belgium, where else did we get it? Finland. So we are big group.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? And I'm psyched because I can't practice this morning, so I'm just going to go home and watch it. And
No, that's nice of you to come in.
Do it later. Enjoy. Have a good class.
And then I actually might have you scoot over just a bit. So we each have like a person in the side. So yeah, I think you're good. Do you want me to? So maybe just scooch around in line with this. Yeah, to like in line with this guy.
I'll go.
You can fit up here.
I'll be right off.
So like that?
Yeah, and then maybe stand on your mat just so we can see. So I don't want you like your bum to the camera the whole time. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Then do you want to be in the shot too, Paul?
Paul's going to be in the
You want to scoot in to like right off with me? Tracy's shoulder line. So your mats are kind of like right there.
Like.
There's like one mat over.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bit more. Oh, you're on the other side. Never mind. You're good. I flipped it because I didn't see this first. You're perfect. That's awesome.
I'm behind that.
Okay, perfect. Yay, what time do you have? 9:30. Wait, Jason. I'm gonna go over there. Yeah, don't ever hit that cancel. Yeah, that's the option too. Okay, got it. Perfect. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can. Okay. So a block and a strap for sure. I see a lot of new faces. Who hasn't practiced with me before? Good amount. Okay, cool. Well, my name is Krista, and I just want to have fun and feel good this morning. It's our number one goal, as always. So, whenever you are, so a few housekeeping things first. We're gonna just want to make sure that our strap has a little loop in it. So lift your strap up for a second and just make sure that it has some way that you can pull one end out and make like a little lasso. You don't have that? situation.
Sorry, what was it? That,
You just want to make sure that you have a loop with your strap.
are there two different kinds, or can we just make them?
You probably just make it,
Okay.
or can you just take this one? And then we also gonna need a block. So a block and a strap with a loop in it. Do you help with it?
You're just knotting it, huh?
No. Here, take this one.
You feed this through the.
Yeah. I think it's how you I think someone else's.
Feed it through. Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's it. And it doesn't have to be super stable, obviously. Okay. So, I just want to make sure everyone's in here before we get started. Did anyone go to the boat show this weekend? No, I heard the weather was kind of not the best.
Who are you live streaming through? It's like a class, you can do that online too?
Yeah, I know I have some people in Maryland watching, someone in Finland, somebody in
Finland?
Morocco, yeah,
Oh, wow.
somebody in Belgium.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, I just put it up there and didn't expect much, but got a really good response.
Oh,
Because
that's
teaching
fun.
in DC, you get a lot of people that travel internationally, and you meet them once, and then they keep in touch, and it's pretty cool.
Where do you teach in DC?
You can check out my stuff online.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah.
At the end, so I think we're still waiting on a few people to come in. Get the props ready. So 2 more sets? Three.
4.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, so it's right there. Alright, and we'll get started. Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe you go like right there. Alright, promise we're gonna get started in just a second. Maybe just you scoot back just a touch. You need to move forward. Yeah, then you scoot over that way. So one of you is gonna go right here, and I'm gonna be right here. Right here. And then I'm just gonna really close. Okay, we're gonna get started. So, welcome everybody. We are gonna get started in a supported bridge pose. So grab one of your blocks and come to lie down. Scooch so you're sitting in the middle of your mat. You're gonna take your block, and you have a few choices. Maybe if you just want to start off a little slow, you place it on the lowest level, right underneath your sacrum. It's your flat bone, that flat bone right above your sit bones. If you get there and you feel like you have a little bit more space, you can push into the feet, lift your hips up, and then take the block onto the medium level. And this might be a really nice place to hang out. It's kind of like the middle road. If you do feel like you can deepen your back bend and your front body's already feeling pretty spacious, you can push into the feet again, lift your hips up, and maybe you slide the block onto the tallest level. And then once you find the level that you want to hang out at, find a cozy place to rest your hands. So you can let them flop alongside the body. It might feel good to let them rest face down onto the belly. Just start to breathe into the hands. And if it feels okay, close your eyes. And just start to watch your breathing. So I think like one of the wisest things I've ever heard said was that the concept of balance is really a myth. Like our lives are so intricate and our knowledge of our lives is so limited that we don't really understand much about how we fit into the whole. And that yes, we should always strive for balance, but more importantly, we should find something that we're passionate about. Because if there's something that you're really excited for and something that you want to show up for as your best self, you're going to take the steps that encourage you to live like that. And so we could get very nitpicky and very analytical with how we work and say like, okay, like today I'm going to eat this way and I'm going to do this at this time and I'm going to try to like manage all this stuff to try to keep myself in check. But if you just have that one thing that you were so enthused about, so excited to do, then you're going to make sure that when that time rolls around, you feel good. And our yoga practice is very much like that. Like if we're trying to manage every single little thing we do, it can be very overwhelming. It can be very, very laborsome. But if we just realize that, okay, this practice is here to make me feel more comfortable in my skin, to make me feel more at home in my body, and I'm just going to use these poses to feel good so I can live a life that is happy and makes me feel at my best, then you kind of have this like fail-safe as you move through these postures. You're never going to go too far because you're not feeding your ego. You're not going to go not enough because you know that's not going to make you feel much better. So that's a lot of the work, just saying, okay, I'm in this shape, this is the situation I've been given, what can I do to just make myself feel really good? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take some poses that might be a little asymmetrical and just inherently wonky, and say, okay, what can I do to find that perfect place of trying really hard, but also backing off a little bit? How can I be really strong yet really open, just so this shape that is very strange lands in my body in a way that makes me feel nice? So from here, you're going to walk your feet together. Keep your hips up on your block. Maybe you hang out here if this is feeling pretty good. If you want to make this a little bit more about the hip flexors, you're going to start to extend the legs straight, putting the soles of the feet towards the floor. So the soles of the feet might not touch, but just root them down that way. And just let the weight of the lower back sit into the block so gravity opens up through the front body. We're just going to hang out here for one more breath, taking a deep inhale. And then very deep exhale, let the body be heavy over the block, just draping open. All right, inhale, bend your knees, put your feet onto the floor. Push into the feet just enough so you can pick your hips up and slide the block out of the way. And then once your buns hit the floor, hug the knees into your chest, give them a tight squeeze. And then do any movements that feel good here. You can rock side to side, you can rock front to back, you can make circles on your sacrum. Nice, and then starting to rock and roll front to back. So inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. This time, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. So put the palms down. Step the feet back. Coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then here too, taking any movements that just feel good. And usually what feels best are the movements that are intuitive. Kind of rely on the breathing and just let the breathing inform the rest of your body. Not thinking about it too much, but making sure that every single movement you take does have a corresponding breath. And taking about 3 or so more breaths to finish up. Taking a very deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more deep inhale here. Listen closely on the exhale. You're just going to walk your hands back like 1 inch. So take the hands about 1 inch closer towards your feet. Then look at your shin bones. Take your right hand, take a hold of the outside of your left shin bone. And you might have more space and be able to wiggle that right hand down towards the left ankle, or maybe even look or pluck the left fingertips underneath the left heel. Let's let the head be heavy. Maybe every exhale you put a soft bend into that left elbow or right elbow and start to rotate the chest deeper. Squeezing the outer hips together, encouraging the low belly to lift up. Then switch sides. You're going to put your right palm down. Exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right shin bone. And that might be where you leave it today, just at the outside of that leg. Maybe if you have more space, you start to wiggle the left hand down towards the right ankle. Maybe some of us can even hook our left fingertips underneath the left heel. Letting the head be super heavy, the jaw is spacious. This is a nice opportunity if the jaw feels kind of tight to just chew the hinges around. Put some space in your face. Maybe on the exhale, putting a soft bend into that left elbow, rotating through the chest. Okay, then inhale, take the hands back to downward facing dog. Exhale here, take one more deep inhale. On the exhale, walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet, so you're standing hip width distance at the back edge of your mat. Put a comfortable bend into both knees, interlace the hands behind your spine into a fist, and on your exhale, reach the arms up and overhead to start to rinse out through the shoulders. And making sure that you're not sitting your weight behind the center line of your foundation. So roll the weight towards your toes, lift the quads up. If you want, you're welcome to add some leg stuff, root down through the heels. Inhale, extend through the sit bones, straightening out through the legs, just adding a little bit more work into your hamstrings. Straighten out your legs, go ahead and put a bend in them once more, and let's all release our hands down to the earth. Good, and drop the head, let it be super heavy, and as you inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, roll the shoulders up and back, step to the front of the mat, and take your hands in front of your heart center. Close your eyes. Our intention for today's practice is to use these postures to feel really good. Not to feed our ego, not to feed old habits, but to try to step into our body in a place where we just feel at home. And then when we can feel at home in our own skin, no matter where our physical body goes on this planet, we're going to feel at peace. So trusting that the work you do in this practice is going to make you feel more connected, make you feel more of who you are, and then stepping out into your life from that space. Taking a very deep inhale right into the heart center. Exhale, open the mouth, offer that out. Release the arms alongside your body, open your eyes, so your Namaskar A. As you inhale, arms reach up, gaze past your thumbs. Exhale, bow forward, take the hands down to the earth and fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, peel your hips up and back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, hold and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. On every inhale, breathing into the back of your rib cage, almost like into that space behind your spine. Then on the exhale, cinching at the waist, core sitting the side ribs in, so you start to feel very strong and connected to your center. And allowing the spaciousness that you're creating through your breath to permeate into the gaze, making sure it's really hazy, really soft. It's not really like you're looking directly at anything, you're kind of like looking through things. It's your yogi X-ray vision. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump your feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow over your legs, empty out. On the inhale, press through the feet, arms sweep overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale again, bow forward, take the hands down to the earth and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, and then once you find your down dog, relying on the breathing. And the parts of the practice that aren't so intense, aren't so complicated, where you have to think about a lot of alignment things, really start to make the breath a part of who you are. Starting to remember it, so when the postures do get more complicated, you can seamlessly bring this even, soft, calming breath right into those places. And taking one more deep inhale, press the heels back. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump the feet between your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, gaze and catch your thumbs. This time, just release the arms alongside your body, Samasthiti. So I'm going to give us a little secret mission when we jump back from looking up and lengthening in our Surya Namaskar today. I'm seeing a lot of jumping up and then back, but our breath can't support that. We only have one exhale to get back to Chaturanga, and a lot of people are going up, which would take an inhale and then an exhale to jump back. So I want us to imagine that we have roller skates on our feet, and we're just going to skate over the surface of the earth. So when you do your Surya Namaskar, you're going to inhale, arms reach up, exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen, and then when you plant the palms down, don't go up and back, you're just going to pick your hips up and skim the surface of your mat. So inhale, you come onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, you skim. So it's not as dramatic and rewarding as that big, like, da-da-da-da, jump back. But it's going to be more efficient as you move through your practice. The breath can support that. So let's give that a go. Release the arms. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, come onto the balls of the feet, and then just skim the earth. Good. Inhale, upward facing dogs. And exhale, peel your hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. Those were beautiful. So efficient. Deep inhale. Exhale. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump your feet between the hands. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, gazing past your thumbs. Exhale, release the arms, Samasthiti. I'm going to do a different variation of Surya Namaskar this time. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, bend your knees, swing the arms overhead, interlace your hands, extend your legs. Place the hands next to your feet, step the right foot back into a lunge, looking up to broaden your chest. Exhale, drop the right knee down, untuck your toes. Take the hands to the top of your left quad, inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, begin to press that left knee forward. And just as much as the left knee reaches, you pull the belly and ribs back. Good. On the exhale, release the hands down. Tuck the right toes under, step it back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, shift forward, come into plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor, lower your chest to the floor, and lower your chin so the hips are high like an inchworm. On the inhale, slide forward, squeeze the elbows together, Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Gotcha. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, hips go back to the heels, extend your legs, downward facing dog. Good. On the inhale, step your right foot between the hands, looking up. Exhale, drop the left knee down, untuck your toes. Inhale, take your hands to the top of your right quad this time, and exhale, press the right knee forward. The belly and ribs pull back, sit bones wrap down towards the floor, just so we get some length in this part of our spine that likes to compress. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, hands come down, tuck the left toes under, and inhale, step the left foot to meet the right and folds. Good. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up and arch back. And we're going to go again. Bend the knees, swing the arms overhead, interlace your hands, extend your legs. Place your hands next to the feet. This time your left foot steps back into a lunge, looking up. Exhale, drop the left knee down, untuck your toes. Inhale, just one breath. Sweep the arms overhead, low crescent. Exhale, take the hands down, step back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, shift forward, come into plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Inhale, slide forward, squeeze the elbows, cobra, then listen closely. Exhale, you're gonna put your forehead onto the floor. I lied to you, you're actually gonna come onto your forearms. Change my mind. And once you're on your forearms in Sphinx pose, spread through the feet, push down through the palms to reach the heart forward. And notice how you kind of want to stick the sit bones up here, see if you can wrap them towards the heels, so again, we're lengthening out that lower back. Take your left forearm and spin it so it's parallel to the front of the mat, and we're going to take a pose called half frog. And so it's kind of claustrophobic, and you're going to feel like Frogger who didn't quite make it to the other side of the road, but your job is just to breathe space into this shape that's kind of like there. So bend your right knee, you're going to make a lobster claw with your right hand, and then hook the thumb to the mat or the ball of the big toe with the fingers wrapping around the top of the foot. And start to spin the elbow up, wrapping the fingers around the right toes, and exhale, gently press the right heel to the outside of the right sit bone. And then heart reaches forward, sit bones continue to reach back. And the sit bones reaching back might be the only thing you need to deepen the stretch. These look really good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly let the right leg go. Then switch sides, you're going to take your right forearm parallel to the front of the mat, bend your left knee, make your lobster claw with your left hand, or like a lobster frog, and then grab the big toe side of your left foot. Spin the elbow up, wrap the fingers around the big toe, or all the toes, and exhale, press the heel to the outside of your left sit bone. And notice, this is awkward, you kind of want to like crouch around it, but get bigger. Pull the heart forward, wrap the sit bones to the backs of your knees. One more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly release the left leg. Plant the palms next to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Big breath into the heart. And exhale, peel your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, step your left foot between your hands, looking up. Exhale, drop the right knee down, untuck your toes. Just one breath here. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, take the hands down to frame your left foot, step the right foot forward and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, hook your thumbs, reach up and arch back. Exhale, stay standing, just release your arms, Samasthiti. Good, moving on. Inhale, bend your knees, arms reach up, Uttanasana, chair pose, and hold here. So drop your seat as low as we'll go, press the shin bones back so you have weight in your heels. Then you're going to take the hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, and spread the elbows wide, so it's like a lounge chair. It's your lounge Utkatasana. And corset the ribs together, wrap the sit bones under the thighs. And everything in your body might be trembling, and it's just excitement. Taking one more deep inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth and fold. Beautiful. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms. Remember your roller skates, just skim over the surface of the earth, Chaturanga. Good, beautiful. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, reach your right leg up to the ceiling, come into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee, take the heel to the sit bone. On the inhale, extend your right leg straight. Exhale, shift forward, stepping the right foot between your hands. Stay on the ball of your left foot. Press through the feet. Inhale, arms reach overhead, crescent pose. Exhale, hands come down, step back and lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, this time left leg reaches up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, take the heel to the sit bone. Inhale, stretch the left leg long. Exhale, shift forward, step the left foot between your hands. So on the ball of the right foot, inhale, takes the arms overhead, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the earth, step back and lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, peel your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Steady out through the breath. Good, so using the heat we're building through movement, breathing into that, distributing it evenly through your body with your breath. Taking the space that you're creating in your quads and the tops of your legs, and breathing into that as well, just creating more space in the hip flexors. Take one more deep inhale, press your heels back. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump your feet between the hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, arms reach up, Utkatasana, and go on vacation in your chair pose. Take your hands behind your head. Spread the elbows wide and notice how when the shoulders start to become an issue, the ribs just poof, pop out. They're like, I'm on vacation, let me stick out. But you can't let them, you gotta wrap them in towards the back end of the body. One more deep inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth and fold. Good. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Big, slow breath into the heart. Exhale, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg sweeps up and back. Exhale, bend your right knee, take your heel to the sit bone. Inhale, reach the right leg long. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, one breath, sweep the arms up, crescent pose. Exhale, take the hands to the earth, step back and lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps up and back. Exhale, bend the knee, take your heel to the sit bone. Inhale, sweep the left leg long. Exhale, step the left foot between your hands. Inhale, stretch the front body open, sit bones wrap down. Exhale, take the hands to the earth, Chaturanga Dandasana, step and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog, gazing at your nose. Exhale, downward facing dog, gazing at the belly. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just by doing things that are going to make you feel good in this moment is going to bring you back into balance. So soft gaze, even breath. And with those two things, your body's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm not looking around for anything. I'm not breathing sporadically. I'm going to slow the heart rate down. And it's going to start settling. Good. This time, we're just going to step our right foot between our hands. Drop your left heel down to the earth. Inhale, arms reach up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open arms, hips, and shoulders, Virabhadrasana 2. And then sink into it, right knee directly over the right ankle. Find the belly again, sit bones under the thighs, ribs corset together and pull back. And soften the gaze just past your right middle finger. Evening out through the breathing. Good, then on the inhale, flip your right palm to face the ceiling, take the left arm down the left leg, deep exhale here. On the inhale, sweep the right hand to the pinky edge side of the right foot. Reach your left arm up and over the left ear, palm facing down. Deep the Parshvottanasana egg. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Can you think about pressing your sit bones forward and pulling the ribs in? Inhale. Exhale, we'll call that 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, we're going to come back into that reverse shape. Take the left arm down the left leg, straighten out through the right leg. Reach that right arm up and over the right ear. Exhale, hinge way forward. Plant the right palm down onto the floor, a block for your shin bone. You also have the option to take your peace fingers around the right big toe. And inhale, peel that left arm up. Deep the Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale. Squeezing the upper thighs, pressing the heart and head forward, almost like you're trying to press it into a wall. Beautiful. Then inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, take the hands to your hips, turn your toes in, your heels out. Inhale, lengthen through the heart. Exhale, bow forward, take the hands to the earth underneath your shoulders. Inhale, look up and lengthen through your spine. Can you corset the ribs together so there's no back bend? Exhale, walk the hands back, reach the crown of the head to the earth. Prasarita Padottanasana A. So squeezing the elbows together, kind of like you have a beach ball between them and you're trying to pop it. And not being afraid to roll the weight forward towards your toes. And if you roll forward and things just start to feel very light, that's good. It means you're stacking your bones intelligently. But also lift up through the quads so that stacking and light feeling has some support. If anyone in here practices Shirshasana B and wants to float on up into their tripod headstand, you're welcome to. Even if you're not doing the headstand, work that action of rolling the weight towards your toes, lifting up through your quads so everything just starts to feel lighter. If you're in your headstand, take about 2 to 3 more breaths. Exhale, straddle the legs wide, placing the feet down to the earth. Everybody, on your inhale, lift up just halfway. Exhale, take the hands to the hips and squeeze. Press through the feet, inhale, come all the way to stand. Exhale, step to the front of the mat, hands in front of your heart center, summit stiffy. Beautiful. Inhale, bend your knees, arms reach up, Utkatasana. We're skipping vacation this time, hands to the earth and folds. Inhale, look up and lengthen through the heart. Exhale, plant your palms down, skim over the earth, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hips go up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. This time we step our left foot between our hands, drop the right heel down to the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open our hips and shoulders, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking about like 1 or 2 breaths to kind of figure out where everything goes, but then just trusting after that, being like, okay, this is where my body's at today, it's good. Not being afraid to bend the left knee directly over the left ankle. See if you can squeeze the sit bones together and wrap them down to just siphon energy up towards the head so you can start to get this lift. On your inhale, flip the left palm to the ceiling, take the right arm down the right leg, deep exhale there. Inhale, sweep that left hand way forward, placing it to the outside of your left foot. Right arm reaches up and over the right ear, Utthita Parshvanottanasana A. And squeezing that left knee into the arm, it's kind of there like a marker. Sit bones press forward, ribs pull back. Another way to think of that is your back body pressing forward and the whole front body pressing back. So you find that central axis of strength along the spine. Now keep squeezing the knee open so it stays protected. Reverse the warrior again. Take the right arm down the right leg. This time you straighten out the left leg, reaching that left arm up and over. Exhale, hinge at the hips, reach way forward, plant your left palm down onto the floor, a block of your shin bone. If you know how to take your big toe, that's another option. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling, Utthita Trikonasana Triangle Pose. And the alignment for this pose is exactly as it was in Parshvanottanasana, and the same as in Warrior 2. You just have a straightened out leg. So back body forward, front body back. On the inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, take your hands to the hips, turn your toes and your heels out. This time we're going to interlace the hands behind our spine into a fist. Press into the feet, inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, bow forward, reach the arms up and overhead. Prajna Padottanasana C position. So doing your best to get the heels of the palms to touch. And since we don't have the use of our hands, it's like double important we find the belly. So sit bones wrap down, encouraging the low belly to lift up. And keep your arms as they are. We're just going to separate the palms apart. So fingers stay interlaced. And the palms just separate, so it looks like your hands are like a little hammock. And then let the shoulders shrug up towards your ears. So gravity kind of just drops them down. And then do the same action of letting the arms reach towards the floor, but a little less effort this time and a little bit more just gravity doing stuff. And some of us might feel this more in the side ribs. If any of us in here are like arm balance and inversion enthusiasts, this is an important variation. Awesome. Pressing down through the feet, inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, step to the front of the mat, hands in front of your heart center. Samasthiti. Beautiful. Release the arms alongside the body. On your inhale, reach the arms overhead, coming onto the balls of your feet. And then just squeeze everything in. Palms press, thighs press, sit bones wrap down and forward, ribs pull back. And take your hands in front of the heart center. Again, inhale, lift up through the heart. As slow as you can. Exhale, begin to bend your knees and balance your hips over your heels. And there'll be a moment in your quads where you're like, ooh, breathe through that. Good. Then open the knees apart, plant the palms down to the earth. And you're going to take Bakasana 2 ways. So first one is just crow pose, however you would like it. So plant your palms down to the earth, underneath your shoulders. Pick your hips up. Grab the outer arms with the inner knees, and this might be where you leave it today, just pushing the earth down and lifting up through the belly. If you'd like to move on, start to shift the weight towards your fingers, making the feet light, and then squeeze the feet up towards your sit bones. If anyone's pretty cozy in crow, the next step is to press your heart and shoulders forward, extending the arms for crane. Good. Then put your feet down, drop into your squat, and just shake out your wrists for a second. So crow, I've found most commonly, is taught kind of from the sky down. Like you set it up, you pick your hips way up in the air, and then you start to connect the knees to the arms and find the arm balance like that. We're gonna do crow, but we're gonna try to find it from the ground up. So we're gonna think of like a forklift coming down and like picking something up. So we're gonna start in the same way, feet together, knees wide, and I'll show you, then we'll do it together. You're gonna drop your forearms down, squeezing the knees around the shoulders. You're gonna slide the hands back a little bit, elbows go wide to start. And I'm gonna try to keep myself pretty much this low. I'm gonna pick my hips up just a little bit, shift the weight forward, and then inhale, point the feet, and try to whoosh, pick it up from the ground. And it's heavy, but it's a good challenge. So just let it go. Feet together, knees wide, and like crouch. You're like about to pouncing crow. We're getting pretty creative here. The lobster frog and now the pouncing crow. So walk your hands back towards the toes. They'll never get in the same line. Just take them towards that direction. And elbows are kind of wide to start, so you can really start to get your shin bones over the upper arms. Then look forward and think about a plane taking off. Go forward and slightly up. Then when you're sure that you can start to lift, push into the palms, sit the hips down, and then pick yourself up. And the sound effect helps. Good. And then exhale, put your feet down, fold over your legs. Those were so good. It's different, yeah? It's weird. Heel toe your feet apart, hip width distance. Take your peace fingers, catch onto the big toes of each foot. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows, reach the crown of the head to the earth. Padangustasana. So check the distance of your feet. Make sure that only 2 fists can fit between that space. So separate your feet. You're making it harder. Separate feet so 2 fists fit. Yeah, there you go. As you inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, Padahastasana. Pick up the soles of the feet, slide the palms underneath, hooking your wrists in front of your toes. Again, inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows, reach the crown of the head to the earth. And for those of us who are feeling risky today, you're going to look forward and see if you can just pick your right heel off the floor, pushing the ball of the foot deeper into the palm. And if that goes well, maybe you say, all right, here we go. Squeeze the hips, pick your left heel up, and you're just standing on your hands. It's the original handstand. Put your heels down if they're up. Release the palms under the shoulders. That was really nice. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, step or jump. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, take your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just checking in with your down dog, making sure it's balanced. You don't just want to press the heart way back towards the knees. You want to make sure that, yes, the leg is reaching towards the floor and the feet, but you're coarsening the ribs together and pulling them in so the belly takes on some responsibility. You don't get a dog and just one person takes care of it. You have to make it a joint effort. As you inhale, reach your right leg up to the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands, stay on the ball of your left foot. Drop your left knee down to the earth, untuck your toes, and inhale, sweep the arms overhead, again crescent. So maybe deepening this by pressing the right knee forward, and just for a moment, like really sink into it, make it feel like yummy and stretchy and like, oh, really open. And this probably feels really good, which might be a little too good, so we're gonna add some stability. You're gonna take your right heel, pull it back, and then take your left knee, pull it forward. Good, and push the belly and ribs back. As that right knee goes forward, you might find a new spot in that quad. Taking one more deep inhale here. As you exhale, you're gonna take the hands down to the earth. We're gonna bend our left knee, and again, we're gonna make a lobster hand with our left hand. We're gonna reach behind us, grab for the big toe side of the foot, and if you Charlie horse, that's normal, just let it go. Tap your foot down, do it again. And exhale, begin to guide the left heel to the outside of your left hip, so it's like a lunge and a frog pose. Lift the heart forward, try to square the chest off. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder hip back. Good, then exhale, slowly release the left foot down. That was fun, yeah? You all feel something? You're gonna take your left toes and just point them to the left back corner of the mat. Push into the palms, start to straighten out through your right leg, and you're gonna come to sit to the inside of that left heel. So you're in a half hero's pose, half Paschimottanasana. And when you sit down, you might realize, like, okay, my base, it's not so stable. If that's the case, grab a block, and you're gonna put it underneath your left sit or your right sit bone. Good. And this pose has a pretty epic name. It's Trian Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. And we're gonna tackle it now. So inhale, lift up through the heart, and exhale, fold forward. Just take note of what your hips naturally want to do. You might want to stick that left hip back, see if you can actually press it forward so it squares off your body. Again, we kind of intuitively want to round and hide because this is awkward and weird. Look at your foot, pull the heart forward. On your inhale, lift up to sit, and then make sure you have access to your strap. Some of us, if we have like superhuman hamstrings, so you might not need the strap, but just to be sure, we should probably all start with it. We're gonna take the strap, bend your right knee in, and you're gonna put the strap around the sole of your foot, kind of like you're driving a car. And before you do anything with your leg, find your chest. Lift the shoulders, or lift the chest high, draw the shoulders down, and pull the ribs in so belly is activated again. Then inhale, slowly begin to peel that right leg up to the ceiling. Some of us might be able to grab the outside edges of the feet. Some of us might be even able to grab the left wrist. Then inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, begin to press the shin bone in towards your face, but at the same time, take the chin into the shin. So the leg doesn't do all the work, the chest doesn't do all the work. It's like they try to meet in the middle. Believe it or not, this is only the second pose of second series. You're like, welcome to your practice. Good. On the inhale, stretch the right leg forward, take your chest back dramatically because you earned it. Then exhale, bend your right knee. And we should have a whole new hamstring. It's like hamstring surgery if you know anesthesia. Okay, so from here, plant that right foot on the floor really, really firmly, almost like you could stand up on it, because we're going to. So plant your palms down, roll the chest forward, and inhale, pick that left leg up. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bow over your right leg, standing splits. And there's a few ways you can work from here. You might be happy where you are. Maybe you take your right forearm, press it into the back of the right calf, and just try to encourage your chin towards your shin bone. Some of us might want to play around with handstand. If that's the case, plant your palms underneath the shoulders, slide that right foot back just a little bit, and start to press the pelvis over the shoulders, reaching through the legs to find your version. Whichever variation you're taking, you can reach through the feet. Reach, reach, reach. Good, then inhale, look up and lengthen, and there's been an emergency. We have to go right back to chaturanga from here. So plant your palms and go. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, stay on the ball of your right foot. Drop the right knee down, untuck your toes, and inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And for a moment, make this really, really stretchy. Press that left knee forward, sink the pelvis all the way down to the floor. Just make it like really open. And then see if we can start to create some strength around the stretch you created. So pull that left heel back, press the right knee forward. As the left knee goes past the toes, pull the belly and ribs back. And that's a lot of alignment cues, and sometimes we get stressed out and it shows in our shoulders, and you're like, draw the shoulders down. Good. And of course, lift the ribs together, lift the heart up any amount more, and exhale, take your hands down to the earth. Awesome. From here, bend your right knee, make your lobster claw with your right hand, and hook it around the big toe. Begin to spin the elbow up, wrapping the fingertips over the right toe, and exhale, very gently, begin to press that right heel to the outside of the right sit bone. And if that's challenging, you're welcome to just grab with your arm open like this, and exhale, pull it in. And then get really still, soften the gaze, breathe. Sometimes we feel whatever we're holding in our quad, and we just kind of want to distract ourselves so we don't have to feel it. Feel it deeper, sink into it, breathe into it. Because we're not only just feeling it or resolving it. Good, then exhale slowly, let your right foot go. Take your right foot, point it slightly to the right back corner of your mat. Walk the hips back so you're sitting to the inside of your right heel. And then square your hips off. Pull that right hip forward, press the left hip back. If you need a block or something to even out through your sit bones, you're going to take your block and put it underneath your left sit bone this time. Good. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale, bow forward. Triangle Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, pulling the belly and ribs in, getting any amount closer into the folds. And it's that perfect union of being stretchy, of reaching into this, and being strong, pulling the belly in, squeezing the sit bones together, creating support around that stretch that makes it a sustainable shape. On your inhale, lift up to sit. Exhale, bend your left leg and slide the left foot in. If you want to use your strap, which is recommended, you're going to put it around the sole of your left foot, holding on to either ends of the strap. If you don't want to use the strap, you can grab for either edges of the feet or grab your right wrist this time. Good. Then inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale here, and inhale, slow with your breathing. Start to extend through the right leg, or the left leg. Good. Inhale, lifting the heart tall. Exhale, pulling the shin towards the chin, and the chin to the shin with the same amount of intensity. So one doesn't overpower the other. And the shoulders are nice and soft. Face is soft. If someone was looking at you, they would not know that what's in your hamstring right now is your life. Good. And exhale, bend your left knee. Put the foot down. Take your shock off to the side. Plant your palms to either side of your left leg. Take your chest forward. Push into the right shin bone. Inhale, pick that right leg up, standing splits. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, bow over your left leg, coming into your folds. So you're welcome just to hang out with your palms down, reaching through the legs. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can take your left forearm, press it into the back of that left calf. Maybe some of us take handstand. We plant the palms down, slide that left foot behind the palms, and start to press the pelvis over the shoulders. Whatever you're doing, think length. Get as long as you possibly can. And take your hands flat to the earth. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, right to chaturanga. Boom. Inhale, upward facing dog. Big breath into the heart. And exhale, take your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale. And there's a child's pose waiting for you here, so drop down. And inhale, lift all the way up to sit. Okay, so we're gonna go upside down from here, so grab your mat and go over to a wall space. And I'm gonna recommend a wall space for everybody today, even if we usually practice in the middle of the room. Do some handstand work today and slowly start to add some back bends into our inversion. And if you're like, whoa, inverted back bends, I don't know about this. You're welcome to work in stages, which I'll give you. or you can go ahead and lie down, put your legs up the wall, and just take a moment to kind of hang out there. So don't let us to the window. Go like right to this.
To the side?
To this. Yeah. This is a nice wall space. You can keep your half hour. Yeah, and that pillar right here. Cool. Do you have a wall space? Right on. So option one, you're gonna lie down, scoot your hips over to the wall, and then swing your legs up the wall, and just chill like this. Let all the stuff that you broke up in your legs drain down into the pelvis. It's gonna make your feet and your legs feel pretty awesome. Option two, we're gonna start to play around with handstand, and then add a little bit of a back bend. So those of you in legs up the wall who might want another option, everyone just wants legs up the wall. So for those of you at home who want some handstand work, it will be as follows. I was about to say, I was like, I'm going to take a handstand. I'm not concerned. Okay, so you're going to come into your handstand, and you don't want to be super close to the wall for this one. I would take one of your blocks, measure it with the short end against the wall, and then even step back from one of those spaces just to make sure that you have some space. Then you're going to kick up into your handstand, and then I want you to see what I do with my ankles. I'm squeezing my legs together, and I'm reaching up, 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 up. And then I'm squeezing the arms to pin my chest in place. Once I'm sure I can't reach my heels up anymore, I'm going to start to melt my heart forward. So it's almost like I'm trying to take my head towards the wall, but I don't lose that action in the feet. I reach. So like climbing up the wall, climbing up the wall. Then from here, if you want, you're going to take one of your toenail sets and put it on the wall. And extend it, put it on the wall. So we're starting to deepen the back bend, but we're not losing that stretch through the legs and trying to reach out of the stretch. Yes? So go ahead and play around with that if you would like. So back stand like what? And I'm here if you need help. You got it. I know your version practice was fun. Good, so you're a little too close to the wall.
Am I?
Yes. So come on down. So remember, you measure a block scoop distance, put your toes here, and then step back one step. And then put your hands there, and there you go. There you go, okay. It's been the proven measuring tool. Good friend, now look at the wall. Yes, and now reach up to the feet, and try to take your head to touch the wall. Good, and now you're starting to create a back bend. That's awesome. Look at the wall, Rachel. Do y'all want to get started with some handstand work? What? Okay, so we have about another minute or so to finish up. Any questions? Once you try it, sometimes you realize things. Yeah, it's been good.
Cool.
Okay. Figured it out? Yeah. Good. So when you finish up what you're working on, come down to sit, and we're going to discuss this now. We're going to talk about when we sit. So did you start to feel that yes, we were back bending, but it wasn't very obvious? Like we were reaching our heart forward and stretching up through the feet, so we were getting longer as we back bended, yeah? And a lot of times when we think back bend, we think compress, 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 go into this, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. But pretty much all the back bendy stuff we've done today, we've had to engage. We've had to pull in and kind of stretch out of it instead of compress around it. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So we're going to take that now and we're going to do some more asymmetrical back bends, which is just back bends that are not symmetrical. So come back to the middle of the room where you started class. And we're going to come onto our shin bones. Make sure you're about a third of the way down the mat when you set up. Good. Then this back bend we're about to do, it pretty much looks like you just finished an ice skating routine. So if you feel like you're at the end of a very dramatic theatrical performance, you're pretty much on board. So we're gonna take our hands to our hips, and we're gonna step our right foot up like we're Captain Morgan. Then you're gonna take, I'm gonna teach this to y'all two ways. One way is a little bit easier, and one way is a little bit more involved. So if you want the variation that's a little less intense, you're gonna take your right hand to the heart, and inhale, sweep the left arm alongside the left ear. As you exhale, you're gonna look back at your left heel, and then grab the heel with your left hand. Inhale, you stretch out of it, you pull the heart into the hand, you press your sit bones forward. And then if you want, you can start to wiggle that left leg, or right leg straight, and even dun-dun, add your fancy arm at the top. If you want to take a variation that is a little bit more concentrated around your hip flexors, you're going to still work with that right leg bent. Interlace the hands behind your spine. Then hook your thumbs right underneath your butt and just start to guide the fist down the back of your left leg. The whole time as you drop down, you're picking the chest up, you're pressing the pelvis forward. If you go down far enough, you might find your right calf or left calf, and if that's the case, start to guide the knuckles down your calf. Then hook the hands around the left heel, and here also wiggle that right leg straight. Inhale, heart lifts, sit bones forward, you drop your head. Good, do you just feel like you finished like an Olympic skating routine? Then bend your left knee, or right knee, inhale, take your chest up, and exhale, sit back on your shin bones, close your eyes. Again, inhale, come back onto your shin bones. Separate the knees 1 fist width distance apart. Take your hands to the hips, and this time you step your left foot forward, like Captain Morgan. Good. Then this time, if you want, left hand comes to the heart. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, look behind you, see where that hand is going, and grab the right heel. Inhale, maybe you start to snuggle that left foot forward, and last step, you reach the left arm up. If you're working with the fist, hook the fist underneath your buns. Start to guide the fist down the highway of your hamstrings on your right leg. Then maybe the knuckles guide through the calf. You can grab your right heel. Beautiful. Then bend your left leg. Take the chest up. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale, sit onto your shin bones. Close your eyes. If you're seeing birds and stars, normal. Then inhale, come onto your bellies. So do y'all remember in Surya Namaskar at the beginning of class, we came onto our forearms, we bent one knee, and we did that frogger pose, where we felt like a frog that didn't quite make it across the road? Well, it has a big brother called full frog pose, and it's like you can even make it across 2 lanes. It's like pretty intense. But it's a really nice quad stretch, and it's going to help us out in a little bit. So come down onto the chest, bend both knees, and just look back to make sure the knees are no wider than your pelvis. Good. Then make your 2 lobster hands. You're going to reach behind you and then try to grab the big toe side of the foot. And if you'd much rather prefer to do this one side at a time, that's okay too. From here, you're going to bend the elbows up and spin the fingers forward so they wrap over the toes. Exhale, push the heels down, lengthen the heart forward so you stretch out of the pose, which kind of makes you want to compress. Inhale, exhale 1. Back of the neck is long, gaze at the nose. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale, slowly release. Take a cheek to the mat and rest. I want you to kind of remember that, but at the same time forget it. And bring your forehead back to the center of the mat. Bend both knees. Reach around for the tops of the feet, your ankles for bow pose. Exhale out all the air. Inhale, kick the feet into the hands. Dhanurasana. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Take a cheek to the mat and rest. So frog pose is pretty awesome, yeah? Yes, isn't that great? Bow pose, also pretty awesome, yeah? How do you think we can make them even more awesome? Put them together. So go ahead and look up here. You can just come onto your forearms or take your cozy shape. So we're gonna take a pose that's called Garandasana, and it's another asymmetrical back bend where in one leg you do a frog pose, and in the other leg you do a bow pose. So it's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. It's more like a mental challenge than anything else. So we're gonna start on our bellies, and we're gonna come onto the forearms. We're gonna all go first, and then we'll all go together. You're gonna bend your right leg first, and this is gonna be your frog leg pose. So you're gonna make your right hand a lobster claw. You're gonna hook it to the big toe side of the foot, spin the elbow up, and wrap the fingertips forward. And if some of us are struggling with this, don't worry, it's a deep shoulder rotation, so you can just work the arm like this. And if you wanna make sure you're doing it right, if you take the foot away, it's like a chaturanga arm. So that's just a way to kind of check. So once you have that, you set it up, but you don't go full throttle quite yet. You kind of just hover above the surface. And this is where it gets fun. You drop your chest down, bend your left knee. This is your bow pose leg. You reach around with your left hand from the top of the foot of your ankle. If this is getting really claustrophobic, put the loop of your strap around your left foot and then grab the strap with your left hand. So once you have your bow pose leg set up, your frog pose leg set up, it's like pushing levers to come into it. First deal, you press your frog pose down. Exhale, heel to the outside of the sit bone, heart forward. Inhale, you start to kick the left leg up and back. You have your half frog pose, half bow pose. Okay? All right, let's give it a go. So, any questions? All right, so come into your Sphinx pose. Bend your right knee, make your right hand a lobster claw, and hook it to the big toe side of your right foot. Spin the elbow up, wrap the hands forward, and just let that be for a second. Bend your left leg, reach around with your left hand for the top of the foot or ankle, or the strap, and inhale, kick that left foot up, press that right foot down. Inhale, exhale. These look so good. Deep inhale. Exhale. Try to get the knees a little bit closer, maybe. One more deep inhale. Exhale, lower down. Take a cheek to the mat and just process. That's one of those poses that never feels like it went well, but it always looks better than you think. And with practice, being able to stretch one side of your spine at a time feels really, really awesome. So don't give up on this. All right, other side, you're going to bring your forehead back to the center of the mat, bend your knees, come onto your forearms. This time, bend your left leg first and make your frog pose or your lobster hand with your left arm. You're going to hook to the left big toe, spin the elbow up, and then start to wrap the fingers forward. And bend your right leg, reach around for the top of the foot or ankle. Exhale first and press your left leg down. Inhale, kick that right foot into the hand, send the heart forward. So Garandasana. Ready, take one more deep inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly lower down, take a cheek to the back. So good news after that, symmetrical back bends, no big deal at all. So let's give our spine one last even stretch. So roll onto your backs. And you have one more back bend, and you can take a supported bridge, grabbing a block, putting it underneath your sacrum, hanging out there. You can take a regular bridge pose with your palms alongside the body, or you can take an Urdhva Dhanurasana full wheel, reversing the hands next to the ears. So bending your knees, separating them hip width distance apart, grabbing your block, placing the palms alongside the body or next to your ears. And then before we lift up, let's just take a moment to find our belly. So wrap the sit bones under the thighs, pull the front ribs in, so it almost feels like the opposite of a back bend, which is kind of crazy. Then inhale, press into the hands and the feet. Don't let the ribs billow out as you lift up. Press into the legs like you could stand. And now from here, forgetting about your body, just focusing on your breathing. One last inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. If you're on your block, pick your hips up. Just take the block away. And then let's all walk our feet wide, knock your knees together, take your hands face on onto your belly. We'll close the eyes, start to watch your breath. And back bends, well, all poses, but I find especially back bends, it's not about the back bend at all. But just feel how much you've lost your agenda by doing something that required a tremendous amount of discipline. You've like burned through things that you think should operate a certain way. You've burned through mental chatter, which is rarely based on the present moment. It's always fears of the future, regrets of the past. And you're here. So every pose that we did today was a big head fake to make you forget about the things that constantly run through your mind, so you could just experience the joy of who you are in the now. And this is where all your power is. This is where your whole life happens. And so yes, poses are fun. It's really rewarding to pull ourselves into different shapes, and it makes our body feel good. But that's just like the very, very surface of it. So from this point on in practice, is trying to dig deeper, finding that space underneath the poses. So hugging your knees into the chest, give them a tight squeeze, and rock all the way up to 6. Extend both legs straight for Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. And you can make this a Paschimottanasana where you really try to lengthen. Press the big toes forward, pull the little toes back. Every inhale, lengthen the heart towards the toes. Every exhale, belly, ribs pull in, and that takes you closer to the legs. Some of us just want to relax, and if that's the case, flop. Half feet over your legs. And you can put a block underneath your forehead or your chest if that feels good. And our practice, much like our life, starts to go so much more smoothly when we do what feels good and not what we think we should do. So whatever feels good, pretty much infuse that into this shape. Inhale, lift up to sit. Exhale, we're going to take the legs wide apart and Boogie Shanasana. Flex through the feet, roll the upper thighs back. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow forward, reaching for the pinky edges of your feet. And in yoga, we tend to take our legs a little closer than we'd like, just so we can grab the outside edges. Inhale, lengthening the heart. Exhale, belly and ribs pulling. You're going for length, again, not trying to compress so you get closer to the floor, because that's just a shape. Just like we worked in Backbends today, you stretch out of it. Yes, everyone just grew 10 inches, that was amazing. You're welcome to hang out here, letting your nervous system just kind of recover from all the backbends we've done. If you'd like to take a more physical approach to countering backbends, you're going to lift up to sit and take your right leg into a half hero's pose. If you get there and the seat is unstable, block underneath your left sit bone. And then once you find your half hero's pose, you're going to take your left hand, wrap it underneath your left thigh, wrap the fingers to the top of your right ankle. So left hand under the left thigh, or right thigh, look interesting, and then across the right ankle. Then drop the left shoulder to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Option 1, take the hand to the back of the head, and then press the head into the palm to open up through the chest. Option 2, maybe you stretch that right arm over the right ear and pull on the foot gently to start to revolve the chest towards the ceiling. Noticing how you might want to stick your sit bones out, feeling how that overstretches the leg. See if you can wrap the sit bones together and in, and then revolve into the twist more. So a lot of times we think forward folds are what counter back bends, it's actually side bends. Forward folds more counter the energetic part of it. Inhale, come up to sit. If you have your right leg in a hero's pose, take your hand to the kneecap in one breath. Put your foot on the floor. Then switch sides, extend your right leg. Bend your left knee, half hero's pose. Maybe some of you are still in this beautiful, awesome, wide-legged forward folds. You want to move on and add the weaving of the hand. Right hand goes underneath the right thigh, or left thigh, keep saying that, and then around the left ankle. So right hand under left thigh, over left ankle. And drop that right shoulder head to the inside of the right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Spin the palm towards your face. Option 1, hand to the back of the head, press it open. Option 2, reach that left arm up and over the left ear, reaching for the foot. Then sit bones together, ribs pull in, and that allows you to revolve deeper into the chest. Inhale, come back to center. If you have the left leg in a hero's pose, take the left hand to the kneecap, one breath, keep the foot on the floor, and extend both legs straight. So I'll do one last victory bow. So inhale, lengthen through the heart, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up to sit. Exhale, hook the hands underneath your knees and fold them. Separate your feet about 6 inches apart. Take the palms behind you about 10 inches. Fingertips face the body. Inhale, press into the hands and feet. Press the pelvis around. Good optional, drop the head back. Exhale, lower the hips down. And come to lie down. Extending your legs straight. Setting up for Shavasana. Separating the legs wider than your hips. Letting the palms face open. And once you feel settled, take a very deep inhale right into the heart center. Hold on to the breath at the top. And then once you're full, see if you can fill up a little bit more with like a sip. Like sip, sip. Then hold. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. One more like that. Very deep inhale. Fill the lungs completely. Feel the side ribs expand, the back ribs press into the mat. Hold when you're full. And then maybe a little bit more air. Sip, sip. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. And take rest. To deepen your breath. Finding any movement to your body that just comes intuitively. It feels good. Nothing more complicated than that. And finding your way onto the right side of your body. against your chest. Just taking a moment to pause there. Pressing into your palms, coming up into a comfortable seat, facing in front of your mat. Taking your hands in front of your heart center with your eyes closed. And recognizing how in this moment, you don't really even remember much of what happened in practice. And you're just kind of left with this feeling. This feeling like you've cleaned yourself out. You feel more spacious, you feel more connected, and you feel like you're more in tune with what matters. And that can be interpreted as stillness, that can be interpreted as confidence, it can be interpreted as a connection to something that's pretty profound. And so if we make the goal of our life to continue to feel this connection and feel this good, then so many things can fall into place. It's when we have to try hard to feel good when we're kind of living out of balance. So maybe setting the intention from here to work backwards, feel good first, and see what else happens to fall into place. Taking a deep inhale right into the heart. Exhale, open the mouth, offer that out. Inhale very slowly. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a really nice day. See you next time. Look at you, Miss Karen Dawson. That was amazing.